joke and has a laugh. It is due to the activities of the aforementioned Delton Thorne that I have a face like a constipated rat. Derek popped in to see me this afternoon. How is he? A lot richer than before he popped in to see me this afternoon. He sold me some video recorders, 70 pounds each. I snapped them up. Mick looked distraught, wringing his hands. 70 quid each. What? They fall off the back of a lorry. Trent asked, ever practical? If they did, they were going round a bend in Dusseldorf. How do you mean? I have just discovered that these machines only work on the continental current. To make them work on the British system would take a transformer the size of a suitcase and an electrician of such genius I'd have to go headhunting at Cape Canaveral. 70 quid each, those video recorders. 70 quid each. Yeah, I'll have one. Trent, ever susceptible to a bargain, reached for his wallet, his eyes twinkling. No, Trent, see, they only work on the Continental. Mick tried to explain, but Trent was already lost in the fantasy of cheap electronics. All right, I'll drop one round. Yeah. Cheers, Boyke. Mick, hang on. I've only got one pair of hands. Have you seen Delton Thorne? No, he ain't been in tonight. Bloody hell, I've got to do something really quick. Is your phone working? Is the phone working? Look, we had a spotter. Bothered the other week. They told her why is that? Well, what's all the panic? I sold Delton some dolls. Inflatable dolls. Mick's eyes widened in recognition as he recalled the news report, a cold dread washing over him. Yeah, well, he didn't know they were inflatable. I never knew they were inflatable. I picked them up from a place called Playthings. I thought it was a toy shop. Well, apparently the police are looking for them. They're dangerous. They've been fitted with the wrong gas cylinders. They're full of something called propane. Propane. Yeah, that's explosive, isn't it? Mick's face went white. Very. Delton's got 50 little time bombs on his hands. If them things get hot, they are going to have to redo the Ituzi. I'll pop round his flat. I'll see you later. That's bad news, isn't it? Meanwhile, outside Phoenix Rise Towers, Delton and Arthur were engaged in a bizarre, clandestine operation. Arthur, draped in a large, dark blanket, held one of the inflated dolls upright, its plastic features eerily illuminated by the flickering streetlights. Delton, also heavily disguised under a wide-brimmed hat and a ridiculously oversized scarf, was attempting to get another one into the back of the three-wheeled van, a vehicle that looked perpetually on the verge of spontaneous combustion, emitting a mournful wheezing sound. Hurry up then, it's all clear. Come on, Delton hissed, wrestling with the plastic leviathan, which seemed to be fighting back. "Oh, what a very pleasant evening. I killed you. Get the van, Arthur. Delton," muttered, his voice muffled by the scarf, a strange mix of despair and urgency. "Are you all right?" Arthur grunted, barely able to support the doll, which was surprisingly heavy now that it was inflated. "As long as we don't draw attention to ourselves. HMM. You all right? Hurry up. Arthur, it's locked." "God blimey. Have you got the keys, Rory?" Arthur had mistaken Delton for Rory. In the dark, his eyesight not what it once was. "Yeah, here you are. Hurry up. Drive the van back over here, Hank." Delton, flustered, tossed the keys blindly. "But I'm not insured," Arthur protested, fumbling with the keys. "Well, don't have a crash then. What if the police patrol sees us?" "It's all right. These dolls ain't hooky. I'm thinking more of the public. Indecency charge. How are you going to explain this in court?" "I should tell the truth, Rory. I should say, yes, Your Honor, the other evening my brother and I decided to go out for a drink with two life-size inflatable dolls which were wearing my late mother's clothing. Can't put you in prison for that, Rory, can I? They'll chuck us in Broadmoor." Delton was now talking to Arthur, still thinking he was Rory in his panic, a vivid image of their future prison life forming in his mind. Suddenly, a patrol car pulled up, its blue light flashing a silent, ominous warning that painted the scene in stark, alarming hues. "Hold up! Hold up! Good evening, Gary. Good evening, Clayton. Good evening, Rory. Good evening, Mr. Cooper. Good evening, ladies." The officers, looking stern and unamused, observed the two figures wrestling with a large, lumpy object in what appeared to be vintage naval uniforms. What evening? Right, let's me finish with them. Okay. Delton, still in character as a shadowy operative, tried to divert them, waving his hand vaguely. Just a minute. Hank, aren't you coming down Honest Harry's with U.S.? One of the officers, mistaking Arthur for Rory, asked, clearly enjoying the bizarre spectacle. "No, I ain't. I've got a date with Chloe. Look, I had a date with that Simone. Sort from the cut-price butchers. And she had a bag of liver for us. Knocked her on the head. Business comes first." Rory, who had arrived just in time to witness the bizarre spectacle, tried to distance himself from the current predicament, his face burning. "Why? I'm not knocking Chloe on the head. Look, you bought them. He blew them up. So it's YP, Delton. YP? Your problem. You dipstick. Come on, Arthur, get in the van," Delton yelled, pointing at Rory, then forcing Arthur into the driver's seat of